Okay, now that we've talked about what WinRadius does, let's take a look at how you install it and configure it, and then have it work with the actual router that you're going to authenticate from it. All right, so WinRadius is very easy to install. Basically, you just unzip it to a directory. There is no installation or setup. It basically comes with two executable files. So there's a WinRadius, and then there's a radius test that lets you test that it's actually operating. So fairly straightforward, easy to use. So we're going to go ahead and launch it. And this is what it looks like when it comes up. All right, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is to go in and make sure that the database is active. So you want to go to Settings, Database, and click on Configure ODBC Automatically. Hit OK. All right, and sometimes you may have to restart it at this point. So we're going to go ahead and close it down and then restart it. And now it's restarted and ODBC is running, so the database is active. At this point, we're going to go ahead and add users, and it's as simple as hitting the plus sign here. Put in our users. We're going to create 3 users. So user 01, and we'll put a password. User 01 pass. Now we can add that user to a group. We can restrict them from that they can only come in from a particular address. We can manage accounts. We can give them expiration dates, others, but we're not going to use any of them features at this point. So we're going to hit OK, and it basically comes back and says, OK, we've added this user. We add a second user, user 02. Add a password. And then finally, we'll add an administrator, so admin 01, and a password of admin 01 pass. Hit OK, and we've basically created 3 users now on this database. So at this point, what we can do is use the other feature to test it. So we're going to just shrink this, let it run. And we're going to run the radius test now. Now what radius test does is it asks us where our radius server is running. So in this case it's on machine 10.44.100.6. It's going to ask us which ports it's operating at. So ours is operating at 1812 and 1813. If we have a secret for authentication, it wants to know what that is. And ours is going to be WinRadius with a capital W and R. And then we can go ahead and put in our usernames. So we're going to put in user 01 with their password. Okay, and it will go out and actually test that it's authenticating this user. And if we take a look back down now on our radius server, you will see that user 01 has been authenticated. So it is running. And we could even go in and do something like netstat-a and we can see that we have activity now under UDP on port 1812 and 1813. Okay? But that's basically how we can ensure that the server is actually up and running. And at this point, then, all we have to do is configure our router to point, or our routers to point to this server, and this server now can be used to authenticate our users, again, rather than having to have our users created on each and every router. All right? But that concludes how to install the Radius server.